Hello everyone, I'm going to give you a brief overview of my BuildCraft Industrial Craft 2 Crossover mod. This mod is based on this coal as a form of energy conversion. Both BuildCraft steam engines and Industrial Craft generators use coal to produce energy, such that 2 pieces of coal in the generator and 2 steam engines, each with 1 piece of coal, produces the same amount of BuildCraft energy. That conversion factor is 5 EU for every 2 BuildCraft energy. So on to the engines. This mod provides 4 different electrical engines to start with. The first one is the small, which is equivalent to a steam engine in terms of how much BuildCraft energy it produces. It also cools the same way as a steam engine, meaning that as long as you have something absorbing all the power, it will stay cool. The easiest way to do this is to use some form of wooden conductive pipes. To craft it, you need a generator, a steam engine, and a piece of tin to get a small electric engine. It runs off low voltage using, when it's in this coolest state, the blue state, it only uses 2.5 EU per tick. The next engine up is the medium electric engine. This produces as much BuildCraft energy as a fuel burning combustion engine. To craft this, you need a piece of bronze. It must be this type of bronze, a combustion engine, and a generator. This also uses low voltage. All engines run best when they're in this blue state. The hotter they are, the less efficient they are. In this blue state, this uses 12.5 EU per tick. The next tier up is the large electric engine. This is going to be probably your workhorse. It produces exactly the right amount of energy you need for things like fillers, builders, and quarries, and runs off medium voltage. When blue, it uses 64 EU per tick. It can also run off energy crystals and batteries. Those two can run off only batteries, RE batteries, and single-use batteries. To craft the large electric engine, you need an advanced machine block, a combustion engine, 2 electronic circuits, and a generator. Next up, we have the industrial electric engine, for when you really want to build big. That large electric engine produces 5 times more BuildCraft energy than a fuel burning combustion engine. This produces more than 20 times more BuildCraft energy than a fuel burning combustion engine. This uses high voltage. When blue, it uses 205 EU per tick, I believe. Maybe 206. Also, you should note that there is a limit to how much BuildCraft energy you can pump through a pipe. About 9 of these is the maximum amount. If you put 10, the pipes will explode because they have too much energy going through. And this engine also needs a dedicated pump running at full speed with a straight golden waterproof pipe. If you have branches in it going off to something like another engine, you won't have enough water and it'll start to overheat. Next up, we have, oh wait, I didn't show you how to craft that. To craft this, you need 3 combustion engines, 2 advanced circuits, a advanced machine blocks, 2 generators, and an MFE. Then next up we have the oil Materializer. This is pretty cheap. You just need a couple of tanks, a couple pieces of rubber, a couple of tree taps, and an automatic crafting table. You can think of this as a automatic crafting UU recipe. This runs off UU matter. By default, it produces, I should say, 1 bucket of oil per piece of UU matter. You can change that in the config file. And it runs fairly quickly, enough to keep up with a few refineries. The last block we have is the petrochemical generator. This can run off either oil, fuel, or other types of add-on buildcraft fuel. When running off oil, it produces 10 EU per tick. When running off fuel, it produces 25 EU per tick. Based on the conversion factor over there, that means that a bucket of fuel is worth 625 EU and runs for about 20 minutes. Lastly, it can also run off of buildcraft energy. When it's running off buildcraft energy, you get this bar. This is how much buildcraft energy is stored inside of it. It's not an indication of danger or anything. It's just an internal capacitor, the same as this right here for industrial craft energy. When running off of buildcraft energy, it produces also 25 EU per tick. And to craft this, you need a generator, 2 tree taps, 2 pieces of rubber, and 2 tanks. Now then on to the new stuff. This following is only available in the IB version, which is the Buildcraft 3.x version. One thing that's very useful that a lot of people have asked for is a MJ reader. MJ is the Buildcraft unit of energy, standing for Minecraft Joule. You craft this with EU reader surrounded by 8 golden conductive pipes. Right now, at the time of this recording, in version IBv0.08, this is still a pretty early version and doesn't work with everything. Right now it doesn't work with electric engines, only with normal engines. And it's not entirely accurate depending on certain situations. It is really accurate when you use it on conductive pipes like this. C25, like I said. And wooden conductive pipes is slightly less accurate. On engines themselves, it's slightly less accurate than wooden conductive pipes. And on machines, it is sometimes accurate and sometimes not. The problem is that the code for calculating the value for machines takes longer to run than the machine user using the energy. So that is the MJ reader. Next up, we have some triggers for Buildcraft logic gates. These first few are now incorporated into IC2 itself, but I'm not sure if there's a tutorial or anything, so I'll give you a brief overview of them. Most machines like this macerator here have these capacitor set, which is capacitor empty, capacitor has energy, capacitor has space for energy, and capacitor is full. They have things that can use batteries and such, batteries, crystals, etc. Have this set, which is discharging an empty item, discharging a partially charged item, and discharging a fully charged atom. And machines such as this also have a machine on and a machine off. things like the MFE and generators have a few additional things. They have charging empty item, charging partially charged item, and charging fully charged item. And the electric engines also have their own triggers. They have engine states, states for the tank. You can specify which type of liquid here. And they also have this capacitor and discharging set. The petrochemical generator also has the tank set, the charging set, the capacitor set, and the machine on and off set. Finally, not included in IC2 is the triggers for the reactors. There are a set for breeders and a set that doesn't work on, and a set that works on all types. So for the ones that work on all types is you have reactor completely cool, has an isotope cell, has no isotope cell, has a re-enriched cell, has no re-enriched cell. And additionally for breeders, you get this option at or above ideal breeding temperature, which is, I think, 880 heat. I forget the exact number off the top of my head. And that's all for this overview. If you have problems with this, be sure to look at the reporting bugs section and check the known issues. I am the only one testing this and programming it, so occasionally bugs do get through. Try to be aware of what the issues are. And be sure to check out my Let's Play series on my channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.